Welcome to our series on wellness wisdom. We have with us Sri Ishwaran, and in this episode, we shall be talking about mind and emotions. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, we have spoken about the mind. You have referred to mind as emotions. Can you throw some more light about emotions?
Emotions is part of mind. Emotion means that which moves you. To emote is the root. What moves a human being is emotion. Now, contrast to these emotions, we have thinking. The principle of emotion is very different from the principle of thinking. The language of emotion is different. The language of thinking is different. What I mean is, when it comes to emotions, emotions do not understand good, bad, right, wrong. It's a good emotion, it's a bad emotion. Emotion doesn't speak that language. It is your thinking that divides that into two, but mind doesn't understand these two things. So, first thing you need to understand about emotion, number one, is emotions don't understand good, bad. Then what it understands? It understands only one word called intensity. Emotions work based on its relative strength and relative intensity. If the emotion that you are feeling were to be strong, deep, intense, only that emotion is validated by the mind. Rest of all invalidated. You cannot say right emotion, wrong emotion. So, intensity is the base. Second point is this. Third point that you need to understand about emotions is, when it comes to emotion, you have only one choice. Either accept it or reject it. Emotions don't understand the language of good, bad. Then what does it understand, sir? It understands only strength, intensity, depth. Any emotion that you feel intensely, mind understands that is the emotion that I want to feel. Valid. Rest are all invalid. Now the problem is, which emotion you are going to lend intensity defines what emotion that you are going to feel. Another aspect about emotions that we have to understand is, by nature, emotions operate like waves. When you stand near the shore, the waves will come, it will linger for a while and recede back. Any emotion that you have has these three phases: arrival, lingering, disappearance. It will come to the surface, stay for a while, and again go back to the foundation. So, emotions, if you have to understand, you can do only accept them or reject them. Either you accept that emotion or reject an emotion. You cannot analyze an emotion. The blunder all of us make is, we do not understand these three principles. As a result of which, we don't know how to deal with an emotion, how to handle a particular emotion. So, first thing we understand with reference to emotions is intensity. Second, it doesn't understand analysis. acceptance. Intensity, acceptance, arrival at departure. It will arrive, linger, depart on its own. You don't have to do anything. The problem we do is when it is arriving, when it is lingering, when it is departing, is a time where we try to trigger that again and again. Which emotion the mind starts triggering again and again is any emotion to which you give intensity. That gets repeated. When that particular feeling of an emotion gets repeated, it becomes more intense and more intense. This is where your intellect comes into picture. It says, which emotion need to be repeated, which emotion I don't want to be repeated. I like certain emotions, I don't like certain emotions. I prefer certain emotions, I do not prefer certain emotions. The problem is, the emotions that we don't want to feel is the emotion to which we give more validity, more intensity. Like for example, emotion of hurt. Right? Do you want to feel hurt? No. No one will say, no, I want to feel hurt, sir. Nobody says that. But still, you feel that hurt. Why? Because the intensity with which you feel this emotion is different from the intensity with which you feel your happiness. The way a person talks about the sorrow which happened about 10 years back, vis-a-vis the joy that he has experienced 10 years back. You ask him to talk. Even today when he speaks about that sorrow, he starts crying. Not voluntarily. Involuntarily, the tears starts flowing. But when he talks about that pleasure of his life, that joy that he has experienced, that exuberance joy that he had when he got his first check, salary, this is my earning. There was a tremendous joy. But after some time, what happened? Now if you ask him, nothing. Loss of a friend versus gain of a friend. You got introduced to a new friend, let's say. A new friend has come into your life. Do you want to feel that closeness with this friend more, or you want to feel the loss of a friend more? But the problem is you give intensity to this. How? Repeating. You repeat and repeat. And every repetition, you are giving it more strength. More strength. More strength. Emotions operate on intensity. Strength.